What's good, people? This your boy Molly Music here, and you know I got soul.
All right, Molly. So the new album Molly is coming out next month, June 17th. I saw on Twitter you mentioned you can't wait for people to hear this story.
Yeah.
Introduce us to this story you'll be sharing.
Well, since 2009 was when I dropped my initial album, The Second Coming. And The Second Coming, you know, it made a huge impact in the underground world and definitely in like the religious and the Christian community. It was very awesome. There was also some crossover hits from that. I had great opportunity to get like chances to sing on stages like BET, Music Matters, and stuff like that. I also did the BET Awards from those same types of stuff. So it's very good. But one thing I recognized from the songs that I would release on YouTube, the translations of the songs that I would do live, everybody had a different definition of me. You know what I mean? So it's like, well, Molly is alternative, or Molly is a soul singer, or Molly is a worshiper, or he plays ballads, you know, and all this stuff like that. So Molly is going to be dropping on June 17th, and it is the truth about Molly Music from Molly Music himself. Of course, there are all these different interpretations from everybody, but this is just, hey, this is what it is, y'all. You know, take it or leave it. But hopefully you take it. So I'm really excited for everybody to see what's been happening from the time I was 17 when I dropped that album to now, and I think it's just going to be very, very impactful.
Right. So the writing for this project, would you say you were inspired by just things you've been through along the journey?
Yeah, definitely paying a lot of attention to being honest about the incline or the rise to the top. You know, a lot of the videos or a lot of the interviews that we see, whether we got the Gucci shirts on or the chains, and we're just really making it really beautiful. Those are the beautiful sides of it, but we might not be as outward about the loneliness. We might not be as out about the trust or the friends who, you know what I'm saying, leave you and change. We might not be as out about the, I guess just the way that the success can make you feel. That's one reason I respect certain people that's dropping music right now, like Drake. You know what I mean? And the fact that he's just kind of being outright about the things that are going on. He's still remembering his city and stuff like that. So I guess I'm just kind of doing that on a larger scale and larger in the sense of based on the human soul, or, you know, the things that we all feel. When we take our 2 chains off and when we do whatever we do and we lay down, we're still a person with weaknesses, with fears. And I want to be the music that people listen to during that point of their life or whatever. So just to cater to the human aspect so the superstars can have a balance.
And I know you love to inspire people with your music. I know you love to move people with your music. When they hear this album, how do you want them to feel?
When people listen to this album, I want them to, I guess, just feel where I'm coming from and recognize that, I don't know, they can if not trust me, trust the God I serve. And these are the things that I'm led to share. And I believe that it's going to be impactful. I think it's going to bring a community back to the families. It'll be something that every aspect of the family can enjoy. You know, something that a parent might not mind his daughter listening to or his daughter being a fan of, and, you know, and vice versa with like the sons as well. And just continue to, you know, touch families and bring like positive living back to the forefront, because it is out there and it is needed.
Right. I was reading that the album sonically takes you back to the days of Aretha Franklin and Stevie Wonder. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, it's kind of like the old redone. You know how they, I don't know, let's see, like how Cadillac might do an old bass theme, but it has like these new lines on the side that make it so cool. So the back is really vintage, but the front has like the sharp image, and then it has the technology inside. I guess it's just like that. It's like a new vintage. I think that was said the best by Raphael Sadiq, who really took to it, you know, with Keep Marching and, you know, 100-Yard Dash and all the stuff that he's really doing. But I wanted to take it there, but also bring it to my generation. You know what I mean? The people who are my age, or people who follow me on Twitter, people who see me and see themselves. I want to just let them know that it's something that we can do. And I wanted to change the realities that came with, you know, people who want to listen to some music to turn up. They turn on something that came out yesterday, but if they really want to calm down or really just be fair, listen to something wholesome, you got to go to something that was recorded in 1960. You know, I just think that's just really crazy. So I just wanted to be able to put something out modern, copywritten 2014, right, that was just as wholesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, this single, Beautiful, is doing really well. Reached top
Yes.
10 Urban AC radio charts. Now, what's the response been from people who've been hearing it? It's been really growing.
A lot of love. And on top of that, a lot of people are very surprised to be able to hear me, especially my core, to be able to hear the song being played as many times as it is on the radio, that's just a dream come true, man. Especially for mostly underground guy like me. You know, like I was a person who had 5-6 hit songs, but no one ever heard them on the radio. You know, or you know, KJLH in Los Angeles, they definitely played my stuff a lot though. So you know, I'm grateful for that. But to be plugged into the machine, to be offering the positivity, no compromise, nothing that I want to take back from it, and it be circulating like that is a joy. You know, I never would have put those two things together, but the fact that it happened is awesome. I feel very, very blessed, and I'm grateful for the impact that it's having on everyone. And it's causing them to speak right back to me like, Molly, you're doing it, man. Thank you. Don't stop. I heard this song. It's awesome. And just keep going. And that makes me feel very good.
Right.
Very good.
All right, so, you know, after our first interview where we talked about, you know, how you signed to RCA, and you mentioned you were going a little more secular with the music, we got some feedback from some of your fans. They were a little skeptical about your new direction and leaving gospel behind. I guess, how would you respond to them and let them know that you're still making positive, uplifting music?
Well, I think the most important thing that I had to learn is that I didn't have to respond at all. It was never a situation that I was indebted or owed anybody anything. The fact that I was sharing my music was a gift. Even though it was a situation where I viewed it as servitude and loyalty and all this stuff like that, I didn't have to explain anything. But out of love, it was a situation where I wanted it to be clear. And if you want to get the most clear explanation as of what this is, what Molly music is, what he sounds like, pre-order the CD.
Yeah.
It drops June 17th, and you understand everything that Molly is, what he's done, what he feels, who he is. I think it'll just be clear. So that was a very early time before we knew when the release was going to be, what we knew what the singles were going to be. We had no idea. It had no true shape or form. So that's kind of when everybody could start, you know, planting rumors or whatever like that. As soon as Tim Tebow or somebody decides that they might think about going to another team, then the city that they're going to be leaving is going to be upset. The other teams are going to be excited. They're going to be like, he's going to be training with. But once it starts to facilitate, then the story starts to come together and all the rumors start to fall off. Because, you know, so I think it was just an opportunity for, you know, the media or everybody in between to have an opportunity to bring some type of whatever. But it hasn't destroyed it. It never will, and it can't. And I believe that it's very, very clear what Molly is and what Molly's doing. And that's one of the big reasons I can't wait for the album to come out.
Great response. Thank you for that.
No problem.
Now, getting back to the music, we come across Jerry Wonda pretty often. He's always raving about you, working with you. Tell us about your chemistry with him and what you've created.
Jerry Wonda is amazing. He produced Going to November. You know what I mean? This dude rocked with the Fugees crazy, and on top of that, he was one of the first people that Mark Pitt set me up with when I initially signed with By Storm and RCA. So like, that was amazing. So and Jerry is very, very giving in his knowledge and his experiences, and he's also a musician's musician, having all types of music and congos, shakers, basses, you know, guitars all around him. So that definitely felt like home for me, and we just really, really hit it off strong. And I'll always reverence him and respect him and thank him for the monsters that we were able to make together. And he's definitely the start of something new. Definitely the start of something big as well. He's a good friend of mine and definitely a father of this music.
Awesome. Was also reading about some writing you've been doing. You wrote for Jennifer Hudson, I believe. Can you talk about that?
Well, I'm very excited about Jennifer Hudson's album, Jennifer Hudson's approach and her career. It's an opportunity. It's another opportunity for somebody who is just boundless in talent to be able to find a way to channel it through an album, you know, which is not easy at all. So a lot of people enjoy her live performances, and a lot of people enjoy her her movies, and you know, her singing with big voices and big belting hooks. And I just kind of wanted to have an opportunity to bring that musicality back to the forefront. Right. And I'm grateful for the opportunity by Clive Davis and Jennifer and Jerry actually set that whole thing up. So we met at his studio and did most of the work there. I was able to rock with great writers like Angela Hunt and do some just amazing stuff. So it just feels really good to be a part of something so big. We were able to see her do an event the other night, and she just looks good, she sounds good, and we're just gonna bring back the music.
That's awesome. Look forward to hearing that.
Yes, sir.
To wrap up, I want to talk about your live show, because I've caught your live show a couple times, man. The energy is off the charts. Like, it's amazing to witness. Like, you got to see it. Talk about the work you put into your live show and how it all comes together.
Well, that live is first. So it's funny because like when I think of a song, I'm thinking about the opportunity that I can get to interact with an audience or a group of people. So that's why before anybody knows the song Beautiful, I make sure that I leave a section to say, yeah, 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 yeah. So once we get in the arenas, and once we get into these lounges, once we get into these clubs, when we're singing this stuff out and there's opportunity for them to sing back, it's something really powerful to me about public singing. You know what I mean? For you to be out on a night on the town with you and your man or you and your woman, and both you guys are rocking, singing with an artist that you guys appreciate. I think that's just an opportunity for some magic to happen and a chemistry much deeper than you like my music, buy my album. You know what I mean? But just two people who are human agreeing and being like, yo, I stand for that. So the live is an opportunity to touch the people who are supporting the music, you know, for them to come out and be like, yo, I bought 4 of your albums, and you know, I'm so happy to hear their stories and to see their excitement, and it's just a blessing to see how genuine the responses are, because that means they understood how genuine the natural thing was. So it's very good, and that's one of the reasons why I'm really excited about the album, because as I travel, my fans translate to me how they see it, how it came, and what the pulse, what the, you know, the heartbeat of the community is, and it's just a great way for me to stay instrumental and know how to help.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Awesome, man. So that's all we have for you. Anything you want to add?
No, I think that's good. I just want everybody to follow me on Twitter at Mali Music. Same thing on Facebook. So that's MALIMUSIC. I'm sure all that stuff will be up, and make sure you pre-order the CD. It's going to be good. June 17th, Mali is 2014. Let's go.